Tonight, we head indoors to the court for some volleyball section quarterfinals. And our journey around town starts in Section 7 AA. The third-seeded Proctor Rails hosting the sixth-seeded Mesabi East Giants. New Proctor mascot Rowdy the Conductor making sure the home crowd is hyped for this one because the Rails came chugging down the tracks early and often. Junior Lily Tallarico with the kill to put Proctor ahead in the first set. Junior Reagan Rodberg must be a good poker player. She found a lot of aces tonight, about 5 in that opening set, and they weren't done yet. Tallarico with another kill from that spot on the court. Then we head to set point for the Rails. Senior Hannah Lynch with the service. Too hot to handle for those Giants. Mesabi East would find their groove, force a winner-take-all fifth set, but Proctor survives the upset bid, takes the win 3-2. Then down the road in Cloquet, the fourth-seeded Lumberjacks hosting the fifth-seeded Hawks from Hermantown. Those Hawks trailed 17-8, but sparked a furious comeback. Lila Conley getting the kill to bring Hermantown within single digits. But Cloquet's senior hitter Hannah Von Hover putting some absolute stank on that kill, restoring the Jacks' lead to 10. But the Hawks not going down without a fight. Sophie Schultz with the cross-court kill. Now we're tied at 22. So we go to the set point, and it's Schultz again with the serve that proves too much for the Lumberjacks right in front of the Hermantown student section. That'd be the only set the Hawks would win as the Lumberjacks advance with a 3-1 victory. And putting the game aside tonight, teams and fans of both schools rallied together to support Hermantown junior Reese Lukovsky, who's currently battling leukemia. Reese got a chance to FaceTime with the crowd, her fans, and members of the Hermantown community to see their support for her fight. Everyone wishing for a speedy recovery, and there is a GoFundMe link to help Reese and her family out currently on our website, northernnewsnow.com. And elsewhere across Minnesota tonight, the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks, Moose Lake Willow River Rebels, and Two Harbors Agates all advancing to the semifinals after taking victories on their home courts. Meanwhile, Floodwood, Barnum, and the Moore Mustangs also advancing to the semifinals, all three getting 3-set sweeps over their opponents. All of the scores and future matchups for playoff volleyball available right now on our website.